Well, howdy folks, Chad here. Good to see you, YouTube. It's been a while. Have a very rare Bible I'm going to be showing you guys today. Looks like a Gideon New Testament, but it's not. This has a steel plate on the front, and also it's inscribed with, "May the Lord be with you." I would imagine not many of you guys have ever seen a Bible like this. This is a New Testament. This was standard issue in World War II. This was my grandfather's. I just took possession of it. My dad died, and once I was able to get into the gun safe, that's where I found this. Here you see my grandfather's mailing address. His name was Leon Burns. They called him Dewey. But on the now, just a little background. Why would this have a steel plate? This is a very high density steel, and like I said, they call these heart shield Bibles. These were worn in the left breast pocket of our troops, and I've seen pictures of these online where they had a bullet in them or a piece of shrapnel. This steel is dense enough that it could actually stop a bullet, and did. Saved many lives, actually. But other than that, it's just like a basic New Testament kind of. Of course, it is King James Version. And this was published by the American Bible Society. There, I'll let you see that. It's a pocket New Testament with red gilding on it, on the pages. And I thought this was actually a really cool setup. And I talked to a friend of mine. We're going to be testing out some different steels. We're going to try to recreate these covers so that you could slip and glue in a Gideon New Testament. We're going to do that, and just to see how much it's going to cost us, stuff like that. We don't know if we're going to sell them or just do them for special giveaways. But of course, it does have your standard New Testament in it. And a little background on this specific Heart Shield Bible. My grandfather got this when he went to the Army in World War II. He fought in the European campaign, and he carried this with him everywhere. He was not a Christian, but he had a lot of false religion, and he thought this would actually protect him. So he would read it, though. I know my grandfather died outside of a state of grace, but that's okay. Now I'm going to skip to the back of this a little bit. And this does not have Psalms and Proverbs in it, but it does have a few excerpts of the Psalms, a few Psalms in it. Now my grandfather carried this. His unit, when we started liberating concentration camps, Dachau was the first concentration camp liberated. My grandfather's unit was the first unit sent in. It was their job to secure the camp and make sure any Nazis were taken prisoners. He carried this Bible with him. So this is a very special piece of history for me and for my family. Now, once you get to the end of Revelation, which here's the last page of Revelation, and then here you see it has the 10 Commandments on it. Whoops, sorry about that. I'm using my dad's camera and I'm trying to get used to it. So please bear with me. And here you see the 10 Commandments. I thought that was just very interesting the way they had put that in there. Ah, come on. Flip the page. Psalms, prayers, and hymns. And there you see it's got Psalm 19 and 23, 24, 27. This is the hard part, doing this all one-handed, using my dad's camcorder and the zoom feature. Okay. Then we get in here and there's Psalm 46, Psalm 51. And I really wanted to show you guys what's in the very back of this, because it's actually pretty cool. Okay, Psalm 91, Psalm 121. And then here, check this out. It's got the Lord's Prayer. A prayer on going into battle. I thought this was pretty cool. I'll zoom that in so you can pause it yourself and check it out. A prayer for loved ones. If I can get this page to turn. Trying not to rip this thing, you know. Piece of history for my family. Then you have a prayer for a pure heart. A prayer of thanksgiving. Washington's prayer for the nation. Oops. A prayer of penitence. And then some hymns. O God, our helper. If I can get this next page to turn. Lead on, O King eternal. Onward, Christian soldiers. Faith of our fathers. I really wanted to take my time because a lot of people wonder what's so special about this. Okay. Eternal Father, strong to save. How firm a foundation. Whoops. Okay. Okay. Rock of Ages. That's one of my favorites right there. Rock of Ages, cleft for me. Let me hide myself in thee. Let the water and the blood through thy wounded side which flowed be of sin the double cure. Save from wrath and make me pure. Abide with me. One of my favorite European hymns right there. Now the day is over. America the Beautiful. Let's see if I can get this almost through this one. Okay. My country, 'tis of thee. The national anthem, all 3 verses of it. And that is it, I believe. Oh, there's a couple more pages. Oh, this is the part I thought was awesome. Where to look. If you are facing a crisis, read the 46th Psalm. When you are discouraged, think over Psalms 23 and 24. When you are lonely or fearful, read over Psalm 27. You know, it's got a whole bunch of those. At a burial, read, you know, that's, wow, I'm sure that page got some use. And then it's got some other sections to look at. Some of the different parables and stuff that our Lord told. And that is it. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys. I thought this was pretty cool and too cool not to share. And we got into the safe just a couple days, excuse me, we got into the gun cabinet just a couple days before my dad died, and this was in there, and this I took, and I knew it was there. I got 2 other Bibles. One was my dad's, one was my uncle's, but I made sure when I preached my dad's funeral, this was in my left breast pocket, very close to my heart. And this is just a treasure. I didn't get the other souvenir my grandpa had from the war, which was a Nazi pistol that goes to my oldest brother. But I got this, and I got the casket flag. Here's the other Bible I got. This was my dad's. This was made by World Publishing. This is the World Illustrated Bible, and it has a zipper on it. Now the zipper on this one is broken, but this was my dad's. And I'm going to show you guys right here. Presented to Rodger Burns by Mother, November 12th, 1966. So this was right when he graduated high school, or right when he went into the military. I can't remember which. Well, actually, no, my dad never graduated high school. But anyway, now here, as you can see, this is a King James version, and this was done by World Publishing. These, oftentimes you see these things marked out, oh, they came out, you know, in the 1940s or whatever. Actually, these came out in the 60s. To be honest, you could buy these at Sears. Sears stocked these. Other bookstores stocked them, and interestingly enough, the ones at Sears would actually have marked that it was the Sears brand, even though it was made by World. But anyway, there's not much to this. It's a basic text Bible, and it has a good bold font to it. I mean, I can't knock it for that. It does have a decently bold font to it. And it's about a 7-point font, but that bold font makes it pretty easy to read. It might be an 8, but I think it's a 7. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys as well. Let's get into the illustrations. Okay, here we go. Illustrations. Adam and Eve cast out from the Garden of Eden. And here you see it has Adam and Eve. And then your next one is this picture of Noah's Ark, and there you see the dove with the olive branch and Noah and that ark. Genesis 8:11, Noah's Ark. And on the back there is nothing, which I thought, you know, they could have, they had a whole sheet there, they could have doubled up on the illustrations, but they didn't. So let's see here, where's the next illustration? Okay, now look how far out of sync these are, because check this out. Whoops, let me zoom in. Okay, there you go. Look, Job 18, and right there is a picture of Moses and the 10 Commandments. Moses and the tablets, Exodus 32:19. Once again, nothing on the other side. And then we have David and Goliath, 1 Samuel 17:49. There's a page for marriages, which, interestingly enough, is between the Old and New Testaments. And there's some births and marriages, some deaths. And there was some stuff marked out because my dad ended up dying, or my dad died. My dad ended up divorcing his first wife, had to mark some of her stuff out, and then my mom filled in Dad's Bible for him. Not that he really cared, but yeah. And then you get into your New Testament. And once you're in your New Testament, it is a red letter edition. Oh, I just noticed something here. A mark. Whoops. Look at that. It's a mark in pen. I know that was not me. You know, I was always, you know, I remember seeing this Bible as a child. And I used to look at those red letters and I thought, wow, those must be special to be in red. Now we're in the New Testament in Luke, and there's Jesus healing the sick, Matthew 4:24. But I used to think this was a magic book. It was a very special book. And I used to think this book was magic because no one could ever read it. I used to think as a child, this book, if you were to get close to reading the end, then all of a sudden more pages would manifest. Or you'd be directed to go back because pages you'd already would have read would have changed. This is probably the least impressive picture of Jesus I've ever seen in my life. It's like, hold on. Come on, zoom in. Look at this, okay? It's like, okay, I'm just going to zoom in and hope it focuses. Or not. This is like zombie Jesus, okay? It looks really weird. But anyway, this is Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. Wow. Oh. Let's see here. Here is the Nativity, Luke 2:16. Some of these pictures are actually very nice, and I'd like to get some blow-ups of these, you know, frame them and hang them in different seasons and stuff. Ah, one of my favorite illustrations right here. John 2:15. Christ driving the moneylenders from the temple. And I thought this was just one cool picture because I thought he had a magic whip. Remember, I was a kid, folks. I was like 4 years old. I was not raised in a Christian household. My dad was on the fence of whether Jesus Christ was God or just a man. So he'd use those two things interchangeably. Oh wow, here's some more stuff. Wow. Didn't even know. Here's more births and marriages. This was my dad's 4th or 5th wife or something. And she died 2014. Wow. Wow. That's pretty cool. Getting into the very back of this, a brief summary of the characteristics of the books of the Old and New Testaments. Oh, that's kind of neat. But yeah, I just thought I'd share this with you guys because I'm up late. It's like 1 in the morning. I'm missing my dad. And I thought, you know, if I can't sleep, I need to do something productive. And I've had a lot of problems sleeping, but getting used to my dad's camera and stuff like that. Wow. My dad's Bible, Holy Bible Illustrated by World Publishers. This is kind of neat. Something I'm going to treasure always. My dad took this with him to Vietnam. Had it in a plastic wrap or plastic bag so it wouldn't be destroyed. So, Yeah, Grandpa's Bible, Dad's Bible. I wish I would have got my great-grandpa's Bible, but instead I got my great-grandpa's cane. That was my Grandpa Herman, I think was his name. No, it was my great-grandfather. Wish I'd have got his Bible, but these are going to be put up. And I'm going to add one of my Bibles to this. And my cousin Julie and I are getting very close. We're building a solid relationship. And I'm getting her a Bible this summer. I'm going down to Missouri. I'm going to be giving her a Bible. And I think when I pass away, she'll get Grandpa's Bible, her Uncle Rodger's Bible, her cousin Chad's Bible, and then she can add her Bible into it, and then that can be passed on to her son, which she's pregnant with. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry if I'm taking too long with this, but I just wanted to show it. I thought, you know, up late at night, nothing to do, and thought I'd say hi to you guys, hi to the conductor of the train, and yeah. Alright, I'm going to shoot a couple more review videos, so love you guys, God bless, and yeah, I will keep you guys up to date on what I find out. I talked to one guy who works with metal. He cannot get the creases, because the way this worked, it was a sheet of metal and it's folded over here, as you can see, and then the cover was slipped on and glued, I think. So, but yeah, I'm going to try to figure something out here. I'm going to stop by, I guess my cousin's husband works at a machine shop. I'll stop by there and see what we can figure out together when I go down to Missouri. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to cut this one off and make another video. Love you guys. Good night.